Hello, hello. Good evening and welcome back to another live stream here on KameTrick. I'm your host, Ben. Just popping open a cold one, as it were, and getting ready to celebrate another happy Friday. Welcome back. I'm actually pretty excited for tonight. It is an all Assetto Corsa, like OG style bash. We're going to be running 4 tracks tonight. We are going to be having a good time. Smaller tracks too, most of them are only 20 cars, so it should be a little bit more intimate, a little bit more quality tandem, and hopefully our regulars will all show up for shredding, mostly in the World Drift Tour Street Pack tonight. So sometimes I mix cars, but I got some requests to include more WDTS cars, so that's what we're gonna do. How are y'all? Tells Joseph Logan, Ship the God, we got Vix, Dogog, how are ya? Big Docs, what's up, Cole? CSP, yeah, I had to verify my game files, drop down to 1.6.0 and then go back to 1.73. Don't know why, but I experienced some issues when I tried to fire up AC for the first time in about a week tonight as well. I'm frightened the same way that a kindergartner learns that teachers don't live at school. Nice. Hurricane coming soon for Vix. Dang, dude. Well, be safe. Hopefully it's good. 1979. Good to see you. It's been a minute. The Soarer is pretty cool. It's got good power delivery. Not my favorite car in terms of like how it actually drives, but it does make a nice amount of power. So, let's see here. I guess we'll just get right into it. We got new tracks tonight, starting off on a new offering by Clutch Gang. It's called Forest Drift. What's up, County? I'm doing well. How are you guys? I did hear a little bit about the Thrustmaster stuff, just what's been posted in the Discord. I haven't gone and looked anything up. Hey Sam, welcome back. What's up, Spike? Yoda, I have not tried the Gravy Garage pack, no. Many of the packs that drop are just Tandem Buddies physics copies with different bodies, which I do appreciate that the models are being adjusted by folks, but I don't know for a fact if that's what the deal is with Gravy, but I wouldn't be surprised. More often than not, the drift packs that come out are just Tandem Buddy clones. What's up, Hayden? Just got back from a 2-month trip. Where'd you go? That's awesome. That's a long time. Hey, Kenta. What's going on? I will give it a go. We'll be starting up pretty soon, but I mean, I usually read with chat and stuff. Bruno, thank you for the sub. I went to Florida to visit family. Very nice. 2 months is a long trip, dude. Micro, hey, dude. This is wild. I don't know why, but like everyone is coming back. Maybe school is back in session and it's got people back on a different schedule. Drift mods that I would recommend: World Drift Tour Street, the end. They're solid. Spec got corona during the summer. Oof, but you recovered. Good to hear that. Okay. Well, Yoda, that'll be cool then. I will attempt to remember that. I know I've heard of it before. It's kind of a unique name. Brisbane. Okay. Yeah, I'll try to check them out at some point. Charlie, welcome back. Flame, what is up? Hey Frosty, Flame BMX, yeah man, good to see you. Hayden, Assetto streamer, oh thank you, that's too kind, I don't deserve it. Alright, let's do a couple of laps like we always do in just regular non-POV mode here. I drove my car up a mountain because people are always trying to do donuts around me and like it's mildly distracting when I'm trying to talk, which is weird, it shouldn't be, that's a me problem. Okay, I think everything is working stream-wise. We're going to try and figure out where this track is actually located. Okay, it's up here a little bit. So this, again, is the new Forest track by Clutch Gang, and it looks like 3 new as well. Got some headlights going on. is coming up on the mini-map. So, I have no idea what to expect. We're rocking the S15 tonight because I like to do stuff a little different occasionally. Oh my, this is going to be very, very tight turns. That's fine. I would have preferred to follow somebody who's done a lap since I've just been talking. So what could go wrong? New track, car I don't usually drive. They've got a healthy amount of elevation change so that you can't see where you're going. A lot of IRL tracks don't have this much elevation change, and it's way easier than this. I think that I have this theory that a lot of gamer-focused people sometimes think stuff that's just hard for the sake of being hard is cool. And there are tracks with this kind of elevation change, but compared to the tracks that have only 1 or 2 blind corners for the entire track, this is incredibly abnormal. So, not a huge fan of all the blind turns that you're going to get, not just due to like walls, but also due to elevation change. Alright, we're back to the start here. So now we know we have to completely park it at the end of this turn. That went a little bit better. Yep. Just trying to get the hang of it as always. God, this is reminding me of Initial D. I'm like halfway driving by looking at the minimap instead of the track. We're gonna kind of like do the gist here real quick. Just get around the track a little bit. I'm using the car in bone stock settings, including tire pressure, and even it's a tight turn. I still gotta pay attention there. And even turbo power. These cars default to 80% turbo, and I have not turned it back up yet. To find somebody I can follow here. It's not worth it. Let's just not do any of that shit. We'll come around. So as usual, we're being super conservative. Figure the track out and take the incorrect lines until we start to build a mental map of how the track goes. Streaming is the worst possible way for me to do this, honestly. Like if I'm trying to learn something, doing it while I attempt to talk and entertain is the least effective. So that's just part of my charm as a live streamer, is I drive poorly cars I'm not used to on tracks I don't know during the stream. I don't know why people want to watch that. But I just have fun. That's what it's all about. Starting to shape up on some of these turns. Oh, that was too much. Okay, I guess that's giving us a little bit of the gist. What do you guys think of that? Could be a lot better, I'm sure. Hayden's got the VR headset, very cool. Let's see, what was Kenta's question? Initially they drift at high angles and they use minimal countersteer. Is it possible to drift at a high angle with minimal countersteer? Not really, no. Basically, if you're going to do like a low countersteer drift, you're going to have low angle. The countersteer is what catches the car and prevents it from spinning out. So there are moments where you could have low countersteer and not spin based on things that you would have done like a half second earlier or a full second earlier. But the car would already have to be like gaining rear grip back and coming back out of drift in order to not spin with low angle. If you were like just cruising on power and you cut out the countersteer and didn't cut out the power, then the car would absolutely spin out. Why do I have to have the track running in the middle of the night? Good question. I didn't even think about that. I just thought it was like cool. Night tracks with decent lights always look rowdy. I just don't know what to make of this turn right here. It's just not a pleasant way to do it. I mean, I did fine just then. I just don't like having to be so strategic. What's up, Perky? How are you? You can tell that I stopped to re-chat because I totally stopped drifting. I haven't driven the Tsujiri cars, so I can't tell you. Yeah, we always pack the lobby full. That just worked out swimmingly. Third gear, that's why the car has no guts. Does clutch engagement and disengagement feel more gritty, I assume, with race clutches? It can. It depends. Even within like race clutches per se, which if you watch the YouTube channel regular videos and not only Assetto stuff, you'll know that I put a race clutch in my 240 recently. There's a spectrum, like with many things, and so for race clutches, you can get race clutches that have springs in them, which allow the clutch material to move separately from, I guess, how the clutch mounts onto your flywheel a little bit. Or no, to the input shaft of the transmission. Sorry, I'm getting my terms mixed up. Can't imagine why. It's not like I'm thinking about anything. Push too wide there again. I'm not even going to bother with that. So, sprung race clutches aren't too bad. However, race clutches that don't have any springs at all, yeah, they're going to be... I don't know about gritty, but they're gonna just feel like you pop the clutch on purpose, like a lot more often, and the car will shudder more when you go to engage the clutch as well. That would be too much. This is a decreasing radius turn, so you have to go kind of fast and then find a way to kill off all the speed. And I'm experimenting with when I transition and left foot braking to try and do that, and that was too early, so I put the car into an angle stall. I think this is the weirdly tight turn. Yep, the one at the barn that's lit up way over there. But really, the last two turns are fairly tight. My clutch is, my new racing clutch is actually pretty good in that regard. It is a sprung clutch, but it's a 6-puck, and it's good for like 800 wheel, which my car, I don't ever intend for it to make that. I just needed to upgrade anyway, and figured I would buy one clutch to rule them all. That would not need any work for the foreseeable future, basically. Okay, so throttle modulation is enough to get around that turn if you take the right line. The only way that you get an incorrect password error is with the incorrect password, as far as I know. It's case sensitive. First corner of the track is giving me less corner at spot. Yeah, like, I basically am not trying to drift that first corner because it is just it's just a tease. Like, it's such a fast entry I could come up with a way to drift it, but I'd also just be fine to just not go fast and tip the clutch kick in. But you spend so much time on the brakes to like get around it. Again, I think it's one of those like they made it hard for the sake of being hard. And there are real life tracks that are like that, but I don't know if I'm super in love with how that plays out for like a drifting track in Assetto where you can make it however you want. I don't really agree with stuff needing to be hard for the sake of being hard. I mean, of course the guys, I can't assume what they actually had in mind when they decided to put this together. I'm just glad there's more content for us to play, really. But it does seem like that first turn is a little much. I think I'm starting to get the hang of the S15. I mean, it's not that different, but still. Now we'll go up to third and do some dumb stuff. Oh, not quite good enough there. Okay, I think we are ready for POV stuff, so I'm going to get that gear on real quick. You guys enjoyed the triple monitor view. I know folks enjoy seeing that. Alright, Vix, I will keep an eye out for you. Hey, Xander. I don't think I'm going to be going on any out-of-state trips for the end of this year. Unfortunately. This should be the last year that I say that, though. And I'm working on getting even more prepared to make longer trips in the future. We've got, oh shoot, what all have we got? I've got the trailer now, which I'm still building out, and I'm getting all of that together. I think that's going to be huge when it comes to travel. It's just such a extra expense and pain and stress to deal with rental content, like rental trailers, and making sure that they work, because they always need to be tires aired up, bolts checked, spares flat. Like it's just a pain. Loading the car's different every time. It sucks. Aiden, you got the password figured out? Because I know the password's not incorrect, and so do the other like 20 people in the server with me. Alright, let's make sure that I like the angle of the POV cam. Seems reasonable. Alrighty then. Let us send it. Ah, you're good, Aiden. It's doing that because the server's full. Because we pack it up. There's Vix. What's up, Vix? We got the JZX90, I believe that is. I will probably bash into you. Not on purpose. Mega is in here as well. I'm not even trying to do this first turn very hard. Like the first turn of a grip race, you just try not to crash. I meant to adjust my brake pedal. My brake pedal is so much heavier in Assetto Corsa than it is in real life. What's up, Mega? And it's because the Fanatec gear is, of course, designed to simulate your average grip race vehicle, which needs to have a pretty strong brake pedal, depending on the motorsport that you're doing. All good. Bumps happen. since it's a sim, I'm not sweating. Here's turbo and FV. Let's see. Nope, we shouldn't. I was wondering if he was going to roll with that. It's like an entirely off throttle first turn. That's really interesting. If that's a cold tire thing or what, but it's not a confidence-inspiring car and track combination for me. The server link is in my Discord and it's password protected, so you'll have to be in my Discord to join anyway. At least I'm pretty sure I put the link in the Discord, so why don't you try that? What's up, Toten? How you doing? Man, this thing is a loose car. I wish we had a little bit more rear grip. Or just a different traction balance, one of the two. Because it is so easy to reverse entry when I'm not just trying to drive smoothly. We switch maps every 45 minutes, Flame. Same as every day. I feel like that statement is probably false, but I will leave it to one of my mods to deal with that if they want to. I'm not able to stop the stream right now to deal with it. I'm certain that the track is published to Assetto Corsa, like, generally though. I don't use my content manager link to do it. I just click on it. But this is a live stream for driving, not for providing tech support on Assetto Corsa, so sorry. And look at that Monday through Thursday. See if we can put one halfway decent lap together. It's a backwards entry that isn't as awful as most of them. Search for KameTrick, you should find my server. Yes, all the info about every Friday's server is in the Discord. I mean, the clutch engagement doesn't feel realistic. The pedal pressure is acceptable, but it's not connected to anything, so of course it's not going to like have a bite the way that a real clutch would. Yeah, man, good job, Vix. I did the first time I tried this track, which is thought that it would flow way better right here than it does. That's such a tight turn. What's up, Depression? This setup is probably around $2,000 if you buy it new. I did not, but it's a Fanatic Club Sport 2.5 wheel and version 3 pedals, shifter, e-brake. Rig is hand built. There's a tutorial on my YouTube channel. The desk is also built by hand. There's a tutorial on that. Those are both budget builds, so they're pretty cheap. 332-inch 2K monitors, that's about $1,000 too, and a computer run it all, which is another $1,000. It costs a bit to get into this. If you're already into light gaming and you have a powerful PC, it's not so bad. And of course, you don't have to go with triple monitors, but it's way cheaper than drifting in real life, but it's not actually cheap. At least most people wouldn't consider it cheap that are watching like video game content on YouTube. If you were like drifting real cars, you'd be like, okay, well I'm spending $300 to $500 minimum every weekend that I go drift, so $2,000 is like not even a year's worth of drifting. Sneeze. I hate to sneeze in people's ears on the streams, but I definitely had to bail from the driving as a result. I know Mr. Titan Mud. I feel like I have either driven with him or talked to him. I've at least watched a video or something at some point. Someone was coming. I don't really feel like being car number 5, especially on this track. I mean, whatever you are looking for there is what, like, we could return the same searches with Google, so if you can find something great, I'm pretty sure that that's his username on Facebook. Like, it's got that Titan in it, so, like, check the Assetto Corsa Drift Community Facebook group and see if you can find a post from him in there, but, you know, do your own research. What's up, Hustle King? This server is called the KameTrick Weekly Drift Matsuri, just like the channel name. And we have this kind of throwdown every Friday at this time. Streamed on YouTube and then streamed on Twitch. So when we roll for an hour and a half, 2 different tracks on YouTube. Track change will be coming up soon. And then, I'm not interested in trying to drift this while I re-chat. Then we roll over to twitch.tv/KameTrick and we do 2 more tracks. So we'll be going for a few more hours. This is a new track. I'm not super good at it. It's pretty bumpy in some places. But, you know, we're chilling, having a good time with the crew. So, there's plenty more. I cannot wait for track change. 7 minutes or so. I'm going to go ahead and bounce out so that I can start working on that. because, yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of this track. I like the concept, but actually driving it is not enjoyable for me personally. If you like it, more power to you. Have fun. Have a good life. But I don't know. It's just not a combination of elements that I would want to drive more than once, especially IRL if it took a drive to get to. All right, so this is a track that I think we're drifting next weekend on that little clip that just ended briefly, and I hope to get out to that. Sprinkles was also not a fan. Bobby and anybody else wondering, that is the answer to that question as far as joining in. Yeah, I feel like that was probably just a let's make a track hard for the sake of being hard kind of build. I don't want to say it's bad, I personally don't like it. Two very different things. You know, there's objectively bad, and then there's just not my preference. I am going to edit the announcements post to include the server because apparently it was not populating. I copy and paste most of that and just update the details. So that's kind of curious. But there we go. Feels good to drive with everyone again. Yeah, dude. 5+ people is pretty easy to hit on my server. We can usually get as good as whoever happens to be driving, which we've always got a pretty solid number of good people. And speaking of big tandies, our next track is Meteora Drift Park. It is one of my favorite tracks for big tandies. Let's get everything up to date. What is up, Jody? Welcome, welcome. We're just doing a track refresh. I'm going to get out of the S15, which is okay, but man, I'm just a sucker for the 180 and the S13. Oh, Hustle King, yeah, drifting and drifting and recording. Yeah, man. Little one-handed driving, it's all good. I do that plenty on the Stream Deck as well in the sim. It's just a thing. Atheon in the Discord took it. I believe it's a paid mod, so if you want to seek them out, they're a pretty active member of the community, and I suspect that you'll be able to find them in the Discord. All right, passwords, drop it in. We're gonna get straight into trouble here, Meteora. Let's see, we can set that for about that one. Again, you'll have to hit up Atheon because he has the details. Alright, I'm going to go back to POV. We're going to go straight into it because this map is sick. It is such a fun map to rip on. Then we got 2 new maps for the Twitch stream as well. So more new than not, which is kind of exciting. Yes, I'm happy to share what info I have on that. I basically have a post content that I'm allowed to use sort of channel, and so there's some really solid screenshots that get dropped in there at various times, and that is what I have to go on. So that's why I don't have more info on that. All right. Here we are. Meteora. This is a kart track located in Meteora, which I believe is in Greece. It's been a minute since I've reviewed my knowledge about all this stuff. Wrap 2 out of 2 for making it in. Very cool. This is going to be a fun time, let me just tell you. Challenging car to chase here. I would not chase that car in my real car for fear of causing an accident. I'm always down to see what I can see in sim. We'll catch up to, you know what, we won't. I'm just going to catch a new train this way. Matt, yeah, man, I agree. This is a very enjoyable track. We're gonna camp back here for a minute, wait for a train to come across, and then get straight into it. Here comes one. It's Waver. I'm gonna let that roll. There goes Turbo and Rootkit. We'll probably end up following them. May want more turbo for... Yeah, it's hard to tell. I usually drive on full turbo and I'm rolling just at 80% today. So we've got to go around that unfortunate mishap. Alright. Turbo, solid leads as usual. I have not tried the don't problem or whatever that says cars. Sorry, I'm only able to take quick glances at the screen thanks to tandems. There, but I'll take it. fun times here. You can probably see what I'm enjoying about Meteora. And I need to go ahead and just do the burst pass so that I can let Turbo have some follows here. We may try that. On this next lap. If I'm in position. I may not be. Things got a little wonky there for a second. What's up, Keyline? This is Meteora Drift Park. We're going to dive inside here. Apply the burst pass. Nice and smooth. Didn't even have to ask permission because we know we can count on Turbo as the lead car to run a nice, smooth outside line for us. Just roll in whenever we want to. That's how we change leads on this track. I'm one of the only people I know that goes up to third here. Just for a minute. The outside of all enough there. This is my first actual lead run lap on this track, so I'm a little shaky compared to my ability to follow. And we caught the wall. Still, that was awesome. Super fun. Super fun. In fact, I'm gonna kill the lo-fi. I think we need some legit Red Sun's music for this because that was too good. Yeah, the follow run was decent. The lead run, it could have been better. Alright, they'll come back around. We'll catch them up. And we are rocking a classic KameTrick style red 180SX. That is basically what my car IRL looks like. A few minor stylistic differences. Alright, there's my train. Go ahead and pop turbo up to 90%. So now we have Turbo leading, Root Kit chasing in the S14. Presently sizing up, I guess what you'd say, the confidence of our lead cars. It's something that you need to do when you are following, first starting out in any given train that you come across. Kind of make sure everybody's in the zone pretty well. If anybody seems like they are a little shaky, either because tires are going or maybe it's their first lap in a while, something like that, you can kind of tell. So then you can wait a little bit, make sure that that shakiness kind of passes, and then you can start to really get down to business. Some of that also has to do with how effective the chase technique is with the guys in front of you who are also not in the lead position, or if it's the lead car, how good they are at running solo, which I want to believe is all the same skill set. I don't understand how you could be good at chasing and suck at leading, but I guess I can't actually understand that. It just I don't want it to be separate skills as much. Because I like to believe that you should be good at solo before you go into tandem. It's just kind of the way that I looked at it and the way that I learned. But there are definitely some tracks, like new tracks to me, that sometimes I'm not that great of a lead on for a while until I get some more experience, but I can usually chase straight away because my chasing skill, if it's behind an experienced follow driver, is it's pretty solid. And it's so fun to boomerang around that. Need to use 100% turbo if I'm gonna get that part right. Alright, we'll dive in on this braking zone here. Oh, too hard. That is what we don't want to do. But it does happen. What's up, Min Speed? How are you? Seth, I'd be on track if my dorm desk had space for the T300. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be able to catch you next time around. Crew is ready to roll. I'm gonna let Root Kit lead off the way. Kit, who I so rudely punted a second ago. I mean, I did say I was going to dive in. And I did. So, full commitment there, at least. Things we don't do IRL with our cars because we hate fixing them and they're expensive. And mine, really, if I break it hard enough, it will stay broken forever. Then I'll have to get a new chassis. Not trying to deal with all that jazz. You are gonna love the new DD wheel. I've not tried it yet, but I've watched the. Oh, what is up? Bye. I've watched the videos of a couple of YouTubers whose opinion I trust, and they all seem to say it's pretty reasonable. Which, like, why wouldn't it be? Fanatic makes good products. Bad. I did not expect that sort of fast deceleration there. What's up, Stanley? I do not actually have a VR headset. What I have is a triple monitor setup and a GoPro, which I'm wearing on my head. So, like, where I'm looking, similar to how VR works, is what I'm seeing on monitors. Rapaholic here, and the other 180SX on the server. Joseph's, yeah, man. Thanks for coming out. Got you again, I'm sure. Third gear. Did not have what it takes there. I'm sure we'll catch back up. Quickly, we'll just delay the transition. Left for brake to delay it again, and now we should sync up about here. Acceptably well. Too much send. We will left foot brake and make that work. It's kind of my fault anyway, so it is what it is. I can't tell if he wanted to pass us both or if he just doesn't know how not to pass people when he's going faster in tandem. Which is one of the most interesting things that I see the more that I talk to people about Assetto Corsa and driving technique. Basically, you guys who watch me a lot already know what I'm going to say here, but people who are getting into tandem, at first they struggle with oh, I can't keep up, the lead car is leaving me, and it's probably because their line is not so hot and their transition timing is not so hot. Quite possibly because they can no longer see the track, because there's a car in front of them, blocking all their visual reference points, so they're essentially not as good as they were because they're driving blind, which is perfectly natural and understandable. But then eventually, those same people catch up to the cars that they formerly couldn't keep up with, and all of a sudden they're like, how do I not just drive into the side of the lead car? And honestly, I think that the most skilled drifters are good because they can go slow and stay in drift and stay online, not because they can go fast. Which is so odd, because I've always been a speed-oriented drifter where I use big angle if I can, but if I can choose between gangster angle or gangster speed, I usually pick quick for the speed for my car. Granted, I don't have an FD car that actually goes fast, but fast within the limits of what my car can do with the setup that I use. Just interesting how that works out. Looking back to see what the lead or the chase cars are up to. Oh, we tagged the fence just a little bit. That's always kind of fun. Morbid, how is it going? Busy IRL. Dude, I hear you. It's kind of the same story for me. I'm looking forward very heartily to IRL stuff getting a little less busy. I haven't been spending as much of my time working on content lately as I would like. Well, that floated out pretty nicely to where I wanted. Discord and just watching the old content. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back on track IRL even more. I didn't post too many pictures of it, but folks who watched the stream a couple of weeks ago know that I bought a trailer. And it's a pretty baller trailer as well. Yeah, I'm not in position for that. I'm just going to bail and reinitiate. That's one of the skills that you don't always see in drifting that should get more respect or positive value than they do, is the fact that sometimes the right call if things are getting a little sketch is to just bail and reinitiate. There's so many people that I feel like that was avoidable try to make it work and end up just totally eating shit or crashing some other innocent guy's car because for whatever reason they made some bad calls and just tried to stick it out. Like I screwed up. I was not where I needed to be. But instead of trying to force it and make it work, it's like I'll just take 1 second, grip up, do one more clutch kick, and it's all good. It's so easy to do that and not wreck you and your buddy's cars. But I feel like for whatever reason, in the heat of the moment, you know, like the mist comes down and people are all zoned in and trying to be driving at their top level, which you should, but just don't. Always think of that. Alright, here we have FV mods for kit and shift. Not bailing out as a rite of passage? I guess so, maybe. I've never, like, bonk, a little tap from it and then back. I have never not bailed out and, like, gotten into a wipeout yet. I mean, it's only a matter of time. Oh, God. That is the situation I don't want to have happen to me in real life. Where it's like the KameTrick sandwich. No thank you. It's gonna happen at some point as long as I keep drifting. And I'm okay with it in that sense, but like, oh, I really don't want it to. I need to go as long as possible. I've already gone like 16 years without doing that. I need to keep that up. The dream would be to retire my 240 without totaling it, but I'm probably gonna just total it. And we'll get a 350Z like everybody else on planet Earth now. Ah! It's a poorly timed little bump. Can always count on the community to help me get my points across by creating sketchy situations for me. Alright, let's see. We've got some ground to cover here. I'm just going to grip this and then e-brake in kind of quickly. And I think by the turn after this one, yeah, would be. Oof, god dang. That was interesting. Really received a visitation to the front wheel there. Things I don't want to have happen to me. Narrow. Hopefully. I don't know exactly what I'm doing right now. I am kind of surprised that didn't go worse. Triple screen is of course better than single screen. I think that for immersion, VR is superior to triple screen. I can't do VR, at least presently. I've not been able to get used to it. So, triple screen is the best that I'm going to get outside of drifting my real car. Too much. That's my fault. WDT Street Pack is my favorite because, first of all, it's not Tandem Buddies physics, which I don't hate, but I really prefer a little bit faster transition speed in my cars. I feel like it feels the most like my real car of the cars that I've played. I prefer street cars personally over pro style cars or super gripped up cars. So again, some of it's just what I own and what I like. Oh, that was gangster. All right, not bad for cold tires. pretty solid lead run. Lag there, we managed to make it work, but now I'm way offline, so we're going to e-brake. Yep. Nice job by the chase driver there. That was basically I went to the extreme edge of the track and then parked it. Excellent job getting under left foot brake and reading that scenario. Oops, I'm dead. That is what I mean when I say, like, the chase car needs to make sure they don't drive too fast and pass the lead car. Like, a lesser experienced driver in that case would have just, like, had no choice but to drive into me or, like, try to just pass me, basically. Brett, I have not yet tried the prescription lens covers for VR. I 100% would have purchased them if I would have been able to just to adapt to regular VR, but I'm not really sure I feel excited about purchasing lenses when just regularly trying VR was wrecking my shit in like 60 seconds. My stuff doesn't lag very often, but occasionally, like, I just miss like 1/10 of a second. And usually, too, the force feedback goes numb for a second, and if you watch how much I let the wheel steer on its own, you can see where that might be kind of catastrophic. Like, if you watch my fingers, I'm like, I don't even touch the wheel, like, when I countersteer. I adjusted a lot mid-corner, and then on transition, just look. Oh, we caught the ball just barely. It's all right foot. It's all throttle control that's doing all the steering for me. Yeah, you can make the Logitechs work, but it's never going to be like a good solution. Sorry, I was adjusting the GoPro, which I believe is still at a solid angle, but if it turns out to be at a terrible one, let me know. Here's falling in the S13. Let's catch up. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call the live stream curse. When I'm streaming, it seems to mess people up. I don't know what that was. We're just trying to get some chase runs in. Alright, let's see who we've got here. Let's do some analysis. We've got Rapaholic. And we've got, like, Nactomite chasing in the Soarer. So let's see what we've got here. Common issue for tandeming. Don't know if it's a permanent issue or if it's just a coincidence. But if you watch, you'll see that he ends up on the inside when Brap is on the outside. And because he ends up on the inside, he runs out of track and has to transition earlier than Brap, which makes the problem worse. And again, he ends up on the inside when Brap is on the outside. That is one of those cases where, honestly, the best call is usually to just reinitiate. But you can get yourself out of it if you are in a okay position and you have the driver skill to, like, recognize it early by giving it some left foot brake and kind of floating the car out, or just waiting essentially. So we'll see if this continues to be the case here. Yeah, so he dives to the inside. Now he's got to bail because he's going to drive right into the side of Brap. Pretty solid left foot braking there. And again, transitioning too early. And I'm not trying to talk shit on this guy by any means. I'm trying to give you guys an understanding of like what we're seeing happen and to a degree why. So watch the transition timing here. He transitions after Brap, which is good, but the speed is a little bit low. Maybe he's off throttle during the transition. Sorry, Chase Guy, I'm observing, so I'm not really tandeming. But for whatever reason, that is ending up putting him, like, his car is really darting inside, probably because it's either a slower speed because he's been having to wait behind Brap to try not to hit him, or because he's like doing off-throttle transitions also at slow speed. Let's see how the lead runs are here. Steering input looks pretty smooth. Give him a little tap there. Brake application is really sudden, kind of an on-off switch. See if that was a coincidence or not. So he'll probably do good on this turn. Not bad, because that turn is a weird one where you actually do want to do a pretty solid off-throttle transition and make the car dart to the inside, just because of the shape of the corner. Not bad, but like, I see a lot of people get to that point, and that's a difficult point to move past. I've lived it myself, so you know, I'm not saying I've never made those mistakes, and I still do make them sometimes, especially IRL where I'm trying to be a little bit more conservative with my car positioning. I got to be really comfortable with the lead cars to send it the way that I do in sim. Like, I have the skill all the time, I just don't want to use it unless I'm pretty confident it's not going to put me in a situation where I'm going to get a bump. So we'll try to compare that here. To Sprinks, once I catch up to him. It's time for some different music too. Alright. So we're going to roll up the Sprinks here. We're just going to start at this turn right here. And we'll just get sideways. It's kind of whatever here, but watch, we're going to try to drive out as wide as he does. Transition at about the same time as he does. And it's literally in the timing that I transition and my ability to predict the correct amount of throttle to use. He threw it backwards. I tried to go backwards with him, but I didn't throw hard enough. Alright, so let's try wrap. So I'm a little more inside than I need to be. I'm gonna e-brake out and kind of reset. I lose a little bit of proximity to do that, but that's okay. So, the way that I'm seeing things at the moment at my current level of skill, you've got a couple things that you got to play with. You've got your proximity to the lead car. There's a certain envelope where if you're within a set distance of them, that's my fault. Sorry, guy. If you're in a set distance of them, you can basically climb up their door a little bit and get inside. But if you get too far away and you climb up their door, then you're going to hang yourself and have to bail, or like you'll probably hit them. So what I'm talking about does assume that you're within that envelope of proximity. Like right here, I'm close enough that I got some options. Like I'm not out as far outside as he is. I'm transitioning at about the same time. If I start to get too far inside, I can just left foot brake, and it'll essentially slow my car down until I'm able to transition at a better time. Kind of keep that proximity. Nice wall ride though. Here again, because he did such a good wall ride, I was able to recognize it early that I was too far inside, slow down, and essentially wait for the transition, which gives me a chance to reset. Oh, I did not recognize that he was slowing down that much. So it's just interesting between like observing other drivers' technique, which anybody can do, and I recommend that you do, and then looking at my own. Kind of pointing out the strengths and weaknesses, the commonalities, and the areas where we do things differently. Starter car. My shifter is a H pattern Fanatec 12 Sport. I don't know if that's exactly what you're asking about. The next track change will be around 10:30. So whatever time it is for you, when it hits 30, that's probably about what it will be. Not being this far back in the train, I can coast a lot more, because everybody else is going to be left foot braking to maintain their position. And I got to be careful, I actually have to go really slow. Otherwise I'm going to bomb into the guy in front of me. So I still use the throttle about the same amount. I let off a lot earlier, and I let the car coast a lot more, or e-brake to keep it in drift, to keep it with angle. I'm not shifting up the third gear. It's not quite that big a deal. Oh. Sorry there. Oof. Accidents happen. It's all good shit. I mean, I bomb into people during the stream too. Occasionally you just misread it, or like the lead guy does something you really didn't expect. All good. Triple monitors is pretty fun. I still think VR is like very immersive and very cool. There's a lot I can do with triple monitors, besides just gaming, which is kind of rad. Alright, here's the deal. This is a car race. All of a sudden I'm declaring. My goal is to pass everybody and become at least the second place car in this tandem train. Can we do it without killing them or ourselves? Let's find out. Our first victim to V, who probably doesn't know it yet, unless he's got the stream on his mint. Well, I ended up punting him, so that doesn't really count. I was supposed to do something way smoother on this turn up here. Finger braking and control. I literally just pretend to have a glitch. Yeah, I mean, it's something that you can work up to. Everybody that's got drift cars, like, that's old, very few of them, like, had nice cars back when they were younger and stuff, so, just like, everybody's situation is different, of course, but definitely if you're like under, I don't know, 22 or 25 and you're watching this and thinking like, man, how could I ever afford this? By the time that you're a little older, you might well be able to, you never know. Sometimes it's a matter of finishing school or getting your, first big promotion after you start working full-time and stuff. Money is weird. I spent so long being a broke kid when I was like cars as a high schooler and like an early college student. And then eventually I finished college and all of a sudden I was like, hey, I've got some money. I still don't have like a ton, but like I can put coilovers on my car this year. I can buy a body kit this year. I can buy wheels this next year, like I can do something kind of significant every year, and after about 7 years of that, hey, we got a cool drift car. Well, it's not necessarily something you just do overnight. Same for the computer. Like if you look at the early channel, Assetto Corsa content, when I started doing it, I built the frame that I'm sitting in out of wood for $50. I mean, I already owned a saw, so I had to use an electric saw, but built the frame out of wood for $50, painted it, put the wheel on it. I had a 32-inch monitor that I upgraded, and it was sitting on the rig on like a 2x4 piece of wood. It didn't even mount. Like, if I clutch kicked too hard, I'd have to grab the monitor so it wouldn't fall off. Real head motion or like bonnet view, we're just rolling. And then, I don't know, saved up for about a year. It's a long time to save up. Picked up the triple monitors, built the stand for them. Again, $100 or something in raw materials to save money. It takes a while. Usually I feel like patience is the key. Like, we all want stuff now. Even me now still. I'm like, God, I want to do all this crap right away. I want to put livery on the car, new wheels on the car, I want to pimp the trailer out, all this cool stuff. But, I might have to take 2 years to do it, or 3 years to do it. It's all good. Alright, we gotta try to round out the night here on YouTube. We're still going to be streaming, but we're going to be going to Twitch soon with some more first passes, or try to. Got a little too close to Springs there. Did not give him room to transition. It's my fault. I'm going to go e-brake here. I could left foot brake this and stay a little bit smoother, but I have the ability to slow the car down a little bit safer and stay in drift. E-brake. So until I get a read on Springs, which that's that, I will stay nice and wide. Red Sun's theme. There we go. CX knows what's up. When stuff is really on point for me, it is all throttle work. Chase position, you gotta do all kinds of stuff, but honestly with the lead, if you just time everything right, that was the best turn right then, but I don't think I have any FDs on the lineup for tonight. Honestly, that's the one thing I'd like to do. I need to get in touch with the WDTS crew, verify a few things, because like we really need to have a pack of cars with WDTS physics that have a few more body styles. Because there's no reason we couldn't have an FD. Yeah, I'm in a 180 tonight. Almost caught the wall there, had to bail a little bit. Oh, the tires are getting all kinds of slippery. Let's roll back to the pits here. Bonk. Oh man, that was a good time. All right, let's see what time it is. 10:23. Not too bad. Not too bad, crew. I'll stay live for a little bit longer, but for anybody who is trying to read the wind, we are going to be rolling to Twitch here momentarily. So before you peace out, let me show you where to go here. We're going to roll over to twitch.tv/KameTrick. When you get there, drop a follow. If you have Twitch, log in. And if you have Twitch Prime, wait till I go live. And then drop your Prime sub on the channel if you have it and would like to support what I'm doing and the content that I'm creating, the information that I'm trying to put out there, and just the fun of the drift life that I'm trying to share with you guys. So hopefully we can do that. At some point I'll start a Patreon and post that up somewhere. Still working on like things that would make it worthwhile for you to do. So a few different things, but we got that coming up very soon. 2 new tracks to me. I knew this track, so it went pretty well. But I do have to say, tracks I've never driven before are sometimes pretty wild. Let's see what we've got next. So coming up, we have got another Clutch Gang track called Sunrise Drift, and then Affinity Circuit. Affinity is a really small track. It only has 13 pits, but by the end of the night we usually have the crowd dwindling down just a little bit. So hopefully that'll all work out for the best. Go ahead and start getting that set up. I'll just drop that in there. Doo-doo-doo. And we'll be live on twitch.tv/KameTrick in about probably 10 minutes. I'll start up the stream starting soon screen a bit before, but I usually take a break, grab a little bit of extra water, stuff like that. So, as always, guys, thanks for tuning in. I had a wonderful time with you all tonight. We had a lot of the OGs come out to watch the stream. We also had a good number of folks come out to drive again. Packed the server as we always do. Boards, what is up? So the track we were just drifting is called Meteora Drift Park. And you can find that on the Discord. It's linked in the description. I will toss that in here as well. That is how you join the Discord. Go to that KT announcements channel and look for Meteora. And you are welcome to enjoy that in my server or locally on your own machine, all that good jazz. Hayden just got back from a drive, didn't get to do much drifting. So we've done 2 of our 4 maps. We're fixing to bounce over from YouTube to Twitch. And let's go ahead and do that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Here is the Twitch channel. I will see you over there. Have a good one. Peace.